It's clear that Genshin Impact has taken the gaming community by storm, with new players joining every day. Here's a quick rundown of miHoYo's Genshin Impact. Welcome to the GGN's Genshin Impact review. A game inspired by Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Genshin Impact boasts a large open-world environment for players to explore. Climb mountains and jump into lakes to find valuable treasures. Walk through detailed cities and become friends with iconic characters, and solve complex, interactive puzzles on your journey. In the game's main story, you follow the main character, the Traveler, in searching for their lost sibling throughout Teyvat while creating special relationships with the characters within. Genshin Impact currently has 3 large regions to explore: Mondstadt, Liyue, and Inazuma, which reflect the culture in accurate ways of Germany, China, and Japan, respectively. So be prepared to have a truly immersive experience. New players and seasoned ones can enjoy more than 52 hours of main story gameplay, with even more to do beyond. And you're not alone in the world of Teyvat. Players can join friends of equal or lower level to explore together, solve puzzles, discover chests, and fight world bosses. Or create a musical band. In Genshin Impact, usable characters are separated into 2 categories of rarity: 4 stars and 5 stars. 4 stars are more easily obtainable and encompass the large majority of characters in the game. 5-star characters boast stronger stats to clear the game's content quicker and come with graphically beautiful elemental burst animations. But don't let that distract you from the fact that 4 stars are still viable in clearing the game's content. And although free to play, Genshin's main characteristic is as a gacha game, a random-based loot system that can be accelerated by giving miHoYo your bank account information and life savings. Because, as we know, many of us have missed obtaining our favorite characters. I just want ka-ching.
There are a lot of different aspects of Genshin Impact, and one of the biggest being combat. The combat in Genshin Impact is action-based and occurs in real time. You initially start with your main character, who is known as the Traveler, and as you play through the story, you'll be able to unlock more characters, all with different elements, weapons, and playstyles. If you don't enjoy the playstyle of the main character, don't worry, you're not forced to play them. You can then form your party and swap between your characters to utilize how elements can react with each other and build a team to your liking. One of Genshin's core features is utilizing how different elements can affect each other. Genshin Impact has 7 elements: Anemo, Cryo, Electro, Geo, Hydro, Pyro, and Dendro. Elemental debuffs can also invoke different types of negative status effects on your enemies. Electro continuously drains energy recharge, Hydro increases skill cooldown durations, Pyro inflicts a burn that will do damage over time, Cryo increases stamina consumption. Depending on how you set up your party, you are able to combine different elements in combat and create elemental reactions. Some examples of these elemental reactions are Frozen, Melt, Vaporize, and Swirl. There are many more elemental reactions, such as Burning, Crystallize, Overload, Superconduct, and Electrocharge. As you build your party, you can receive elemental effects depending on your team composition. For example, if you have 2 Geo characters in your party, your shield strength increases by 15%. And additionally, characters protected by a shield will have their damage increased by 15%, and dealing damage to enemies will decrease their geo resistance by 20% for 15 seconds. Genshin has a vast amount of different enemies that can be classified by different types, such as common, elite, normal bosses, and weekly bosses. These enemies can also be classified to their family types, such as slimes, hilly trolls, and treasure hoarders. The normal and weekly bosses in the game are much stronger than the common and elite enemies, but they provide much better rewards for defeating them. These boss designs are all very unique, each with their own mechanic, along with a visually appealing battleground and personal theme. The Spiral Abyss is considered one of the hardest contents currently in Genshin Impact. It is a special type of domain that is unlocked at Adventure Rank 20, where you can battle out sets of floors to obtain rewards. There are two parts to the Spiral Abyss: the Abyss Corridor, which are floors 1 through 8, and the Abyssal Moon Spire, which are floors 9 to 12. These floor rewards can only be obtained once, however, the Abyssal Moon Spire rewards will always reset on the 1st and 16th days of the month, and will always change the floors to challenge players. In the world of Genshin Impact, one of the biggest factors that bring the game to life is the overwhelming amount of amazing music. They really set the bar high for free-to-play games, as they invested a lot into creating the music, with professional musicians and sound designers. The man behind the composition, Yu Peng Chen, illustrates a beautiful soundscape for each region that captures the mood and feel of that location. Here are some regional examples.
From open world exploration, vast array of characters, multiple unique enemies, and an exhilarating combat system, Genshin Impact has become a hit in the gaming community. This content-expansive game is one that we at GGN would recommend, and hopefully, you get the characters you're looking for. This has been the GGN Genshin Impact review. Have a wonderful game night.